Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name's Shane and welcome to Klesh Guitars. So today we're going to do some gold prospecting out here at a place called Cache Creek Gold Panning Area. It's a really popular recreational gold panning area near the little town of Granite, Colorado. The actual gold panning area is about a mile this way, out this road here. As you can see, we're high up in the elevations. You can see some snow up on the mountain and everything. The elevation here is around 10,000 feet. But this is a really awesome place to find some gold. Every single time I come here, I find something, and it's usually bigger pieces of gold compared to the very small flour gold that I usually find down by where I live in Golden, Colorado. So I'm supposed to possibly meet up with a few people here. The guy's name is Jared. I'm supposed to look for a green Jeep. Doesn't mean I'm gonna find the guy because this is a pretty big area out here. But worst case scenario, I still have my pan, I got my shovel, my sluice box and all that stuff. No powered equipment is allowed here. We're gonna take it down and see what kind of gold we get. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so we made it down to my spot. It's about a quarter-mile hike downhill from the parking lot. I'll have GPS coordinates down in the description if you're interested in coming to this place. You might not if I don't have any luck, but every year that I've been here, I've always found little pieces of gold, nice pickers and everything. So hopefully we could pull some of that out of here today. Now this is what I used to call the picker pit in last year's video, and I want to show you what happened to it. So underneath this big dead pine tree, you can see where the roots pulled up and left a big crater down here. And that thing was full of water and it was pretty deep. And it had this real thick clay in it that was really hard to classify. But as you can see now, somebody filled it with rocks, which is fine. There's a giant horsefly somewhere. I'll get him once he lands on the right spot. So the first thing I did when I came down to this location, and it's usually the first thing I do whenever I go to any location, is to do some sample pans. I only got one of them done and it looks pretty good, and we're just gonna keep sampling around, although let me show you this sample pan I got. It's pretty good. All right, here's my first sample pan. As you can see, there's 3 nice big flakes in there. And behind the black sand, I couldn't clean it up properly here, but there's some flour gold in behind there as well. And that sample pan was taken from right where the shovel is sitting, right there on top of that little dirt hill. So I mean, the picker pit is right there. That is the spot where I found 3 flakes of gold in just 3 scoops off the very top. So I mean, is there really a need to sample pan anymore and waste more time? Or can I just start digging and get more gold? So before we get into the mining process, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to a brand new Major Credit Patreon supporter. His name is Ty Howe, and if it wasn't for guys like you supporting the show, I wouldn't be able to do this for a living. This is awesome, guys. I really appreciate it. And over on Patreon, you guys get all the different perks. You get to see videos early. So you'll have your name in the credits at the end of each video. Plus you'll be able to enjoy the perks of the $10 guys, the $5 guys, and the $1 guys. All right, let's get to digging this hole. I'm gonna set up the sluice box first and just start shoveling it in. All right, here we go. All right, so I picked a spot to set up my sluice right here. The lighting isn't that great, but it's the best spot on this little creek that I could find for this fluid bed sluice box. And then right here is where I'm gonna dig my hole. Now there's a lot of clay in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kinda like chop it up. When I take this stuff and run it into the sluice box, this is just gonna roll right over. And there's probably gold inside here. The smart thing to do would probably be to use a classifier, but when you run a classifier, it's gonna take about 45 minutes to do 1 bucket. In 45 minutes doing it this way, I could run maybe 10 buckets and probably get just as much gold. Plus doing it this way is more enjoyable for me, so maybe I'll run like 3 buckets like this. I'll pan out the concentrates and we'll see if we're having any luck. If not, then we'll go to classifying. See how sticky that is? Look at that. It's just like a ball of mud. That's gonna roll directly over those riffles and I'm gonna lose all that gold. We'll see what happens. That's just solid clay, dude. All right, so let me run a scoop through this unprocessed, unclassified way, and you'll quickly see, if the lighting's not too bad, that exactly as I predicted, the big chunks of clay, they just get stuck right here. And I'm thinking that the gold is absolutely stuck in this clay right here. However, there's a lot of small stuff that can easily get through there. So I think I'm gonna run one bucket like this, quickly, and we'll see if we get any gold. And then we'll do another bucket that will classify the entire thing. We'll time that and see which way is more productive. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is about 50% sediment anyway. Maybe I could break it up a little bit by hand on its way through. Just want to see how this does. All right, let's finish the bucket up and we'll do a cleanup. That's it. She's cleaned out. Let's see if we got any gold here. All right, wow, we got a lot of black sands here. Let's see if we got any gold. This Garrett Super Sluice made quick work of that one cleanup. Let's see if we got any gold here. Yeah, there's a flake right there. There's some more gold coming through. There's another flake. Not too bad. I'm gonna grab this with a snuffer bottle, and I think we're gonna take a little more time classifying that stuff down, because I think when I did my first sample pan, I busted everything apart with my fingers, and we got 3 nice flakes. I just ran a whole bucket, and I only got like 3 smaller flakes. So yeah, gotta bust up the clay. That stuff is just solid clay, man. Look at that. So we'll just take some water, fill up the bucket, and I was smart this time. I brought some gloves. All you gotta do is work it down through the 1/4-inch classifier there, and that really helps break up the clay. This is probably the easiest way to do it without any type of machinery. All right, so this will take probably half hour to do one bucket. And then after we do one bucket of this, I'm actually gonna clean out the sluice box again just to see how much better this process is. All right, so it's been about a half hour and we now have some nice classified clay. So you can see it's going directly through, no problem. I think we're gonna have better results with this. Okay, that's about the end of it. There's a little bit left in the bucket. Let's clean this sluice box out and see how we did. Again, lots of black sand. That is a lot of black sand right there. I don't even want to pan any further than that. I can get some more blonde sands off the top. Once those blonde sands disappear, you really don't want to go any further, because then you're risking losing some gold with that black sand right there. So let's go ahead and spin this back. Maybe we'll find a nugget. There's a nice piece of gold right there. It's not a nugget, just another flake. That's a good sign already. This is going to take a while. I have to go really slowly, very carefully with this black sand. And I don't want to grab it with the snuffer bottle as I see it, because I want you guys to see the results of this. Yeah, there's already 3 pieces of gold in here that I can see already. There's a 3rd piece, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pieces, 8 pieces, 9. Now honestly, I only got maybe 3 times the gold, but that bucket took a half hour, whereas the first bucket only took like 1 minute. So I mean, 30 times more time to get 3 times as much gold doesn't make sense to me. So I think what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna go ahead and not classify this stuff, just shovel it directly into the sluice box. Well, you know, directly into a bucket, and then from the bucket into the sluice box, no classification, and hopefully we can get about 10 buckets done, maybe even more. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll try to give you a view of the gold. Like right there's a piece, but I think I counted about 7 or 8 flakes, which really isn't that much more considering all the work I had to do in order to get just 3 times the amount. Yeah, all right. Glad I did that experiment. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill the bucket probably 10 times. We'll run that through the sluice box. I'm still gonna do my best to chop this stuff up in the smaller bits, because the more sediment that runs over that sluice box, the better chance we're gonna have of finding more gold. So yeah, I'm gonna run about 10 buckets of this stuff. We'll take it back home to the panning station about 2 hours east of here, and we'll see what kind of gold we get. This is the concentrates from our snuffer bottle, and these are all the concentrates from the fluid bed sluice. I ran 8 buckets after I stopped filming at Cache Creek, and I did 6 buckets running straight through without classifying or anything. And then I decided to try out a few different spots, so I took 2 other buckets from 2 other random places at Cache Creek. Now I already know there's a lot of magnetic stuff in here, so you can see all these black sands. Let's go ahead and remove the magnetics first, and then we'll pan it out. That's just an ungodly amount. That's a ton of black sand. So I'm just taking the magnetic stuff and putting it in a separate pan. Now a lot of people have been asking about this tool. What is it? This is a silver dollar tube. You can find them on Amazon. Inside is a neodymium magnet right there. There's a link in the description for all this stuff, except for the nut driver here. This is just a nut driver, and it works perfectly. I don't sell them on kleshchromas.com, but I do sell my pay dirt over there. If you guys want to get a bag of Klesh Guitars pay dirt, you can always buy it over there. But yeah, I don't sell this, at least not yet. It's mostly magnetic stuff. This step is not necessary to pan for gold. It just makes it a lot easier in the long run. Because if you don't do this, when you get down to cleaning up the gold, the black sand is always going to give you an issue. So I just like to remove it. Plus it looks awesome on camera. Okay, we have all the magnetic stuff separated. Take a look at the amount. I mean, we had more than 50% black sands. This is everything that was able to be recovered. It's non-magnetic. And here we have everything from the snuffer bottle. So I think what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna classify this stuff out to like 20 mesh to make it easier to pan. And yeah, let's do that. We're gonna go ahead and pan out the big stuff because I don't think we got any big nuggets, but if we did, we're gonna find them in here. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. Okay, so let's bring over Crusty Rusty. We'll add some water and some Jet Dry. The Jet Dry is a surfactant that breaks the surface tension of the water, so any really small gold can't float away. All right, let's see if we got any big gold at a Cache Creek. That would be nice. I think I saw some bigger flakes, some chunkier flakes in here, but I don't think they were bigger than 20 mesh. But we'll see for sure right now. Nope. Unfortunately, just a piece of lead is all we got. Okay, let's do the minus 20 mesh. Alright, so at this point we're down to the hematite and the heavies. As you can see that the sand got a lot darker. Alright, so now we just have to slowly pan it back and grab the gold as I see it. There's a piece right in the middle, there's a piece right there. This is going to take a long time, so I'm actually going to do one spoonful at a time, and we're going to do that in the finishing pan here. That'll save a lot of trouble. So we'll just take a spoonful. This is the part where you really get to focus. I'm looking for little pieces of gold that are just very small coming down, and I'll grab them with the snuffer bottle as I see them. I'm seeing some garnets in here. All right, now I'm starting to see the flower gold. Let's see if I can show you on camera. It's really difficult to see, but there's little pieces of flower gold in there all throughout this. So I'm just gonna grab everything with the snuffer bottle up there. And I'm gonna pan this again and again until there's no more gold. Okay, so I did a cleanup of everything. And this is what we got. And there's some really, really chunky pieces in there. For Colorado, that is always really good. This is pretty much what I usually find up at Cache Creek. Actually, I usually find more than this. This is 8 buckets, but again, those 8 buckets weren't all classified. Plus there's some little pieces in there from sample panning and everything. So let's go ahead and dry this out. We'll take a closer look at it, we'll weigh it up, and I think we might be able to move the scales on this one. Probably about 1/10 of a gram, I'd say.
All right, let's see how we did. 0.044 grams. That's almost 1/20th of a gram. We'll call it 24 karat purity because you can resell natural placer gold like this to pay dirt vendors like myself. If you want to get my pay dirt, Klesh Guitars pay dirt over at kleshcrumbs.com, link in the description. Let's see how much it's valued at. $2.51. That's not terrible. I wasn't really expecting to like make a lot of money or anything whenever I go out there. I just go out there because I enjoy the outdoors. The way I look at it is gold is like icing on an already delicious cake, which is the outdoors. So if you guys would like to join me for a movie night over on Discord, there's links down below. We're getting ready to do our first movie night over there. That should be fun. Also, if you guys want to join my Patreon, you can vote for the next pay dirt that I'll be doing. It's up to you guys to decide what pay dirt I'm going to be doing next. And yeah, I have a whole bunch of them and I let Patreon decide. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. I put out a new video every week. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, everybody, for watching my video. It's much appreciated. I did notice that 73% of my viewers aren't even subscribers. So if you would like to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.